You're listening to the Good Morning Gwinnett Show, produced by Audrey Bell Kearney. Catch a new episode Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Now on to the show.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of my friends around the world. It's a cozy day here in Gwinnett County, a little chilly, but it's okay because it's a winter time. So I got a good show for you today. AI is everywhere, and I can't believe how many people are still kind of ignoring it. I just don't understand that. Today we're going to talk about which one pays more, skills. Check this out, skills or experience. That's the topic for today because it's so interesting. People feel like they have so many skills that they can neglect AI. And I'm here to tell you that's not the case. That is not the case. I talk about this all the time. There's so many different people. And people who have certain skill sets, they just feel like my skill set is going to get me the job that I want. Not going to happen. It is not going to happen. So we want to talk about today which one pays more. And I can tell you, the AI economy is growing so fast, and I get it. There's a lot of people who hate AI. Hate AI. They hate everything it stands for. They're saying it's killing our planet, and they're probably true. That's probably true on some levels. Is it killing the planet? Probably true on some levels because it requires a lot of energy, and that energy requires a lot of water. So that is definitely doing some damage. So they have to figure out how to make it better. But in the meantime, while they're trying to figure that part out, you guys need to figure out how you're gonna live, how you're gonna make money, what skills do you need, how can you make the most money based on what you already know, and what do you need to add to those skills so you can make even more. Now I know some people say money's not everything. It's not, but it's a thing that you need so you can eat every day. Let me say that part. It is the thing that you need so that you can eat every day. So which pays more? So right now with the rise of artificial intelligence, people are getting hired, promoted, and paid. But here's the thing. It's changed how people are getting hired, promoted, and paid. But here's the thing. You need to be in a position, you need to position yourself so when it's time for you to go for that job you want, you are a marketable person. Now let's break down some things. Let's break down, the how the AI economy has changed the pay equation. So traditionally it went by experience, it went by seniority, and then higher pay. That's how traditional. That's what it used to be, right? That's you could go work at a job and you can get all this experience, and then they move you up the ladder. You become a senior level exec or manager or something, and then you make more money. Not now. It's it's the skill set. Now, AI has totally come along and disrupted that model. That is the old 1900 model. We are in 2026. That model no longer works. So if you think that you're going to be relying just on your skill set, just on your years of experience, I've been doing this job for 35 years, not going to work. Especially you that's been doing the same job for 35 years, not going to work. It's crazy because I talked to my husband about this. He has a specific skill set, a good skill set, a good one, and he has years of experience. However, I always tell him, bruh, understand this. I don't care how many skills you have in this particular industry. I don't care how long you've been doing it. When it comes to that company's bottom line, you are not a factor. You are a non-MF factor. Remember when Evelyn Lozado said that on Basketball Wives? You are a non-MF factor. You are a non-factor. When it comes to the bottom line for a company, you don't matter. I know that's hard to hear for some folks because they feel like the company cannot run without them. When it comes to the bottom line for that company, you're not a factor. So you need to make sure these days that you can compete with those coming in with the skills versus the experience. Let me say that again. If you've been doing the same job for 35 years, you need to make sure that you have the skills to match the experience that you need today. The skills that you had yesterday are good, but you need to pile up and stack. You need to do what we call skill stacking. And back in the day, that used to be crazy. It's like master one thing. No, you need to skill stack these days. It's not about I'm a master at this. No, you need to master a couple things. And I remember I talked about this yesterday because even as an entrepreneur, there were times when you go out and you say, "Well, I do this, this, and this," and people frown at you like, "Okay, well, I don't know what you do." Here's the thing that still stands true today, but it's better received because you can't just do one thing and make it today. It just It doesn't happen for most people. If you're an entrepreneur, you need at least 2 or 3 businesses, right? And I get it. You need to focus on one first and grow that one, but you still need more than one or two, because that's just, unless you get really fortunate and you grow one into like whatever you want it to be to financially set you up, right? Same thing with your skills. You got experience. You've been doing it for a long time. You are the best at it. But times are changing and you're changing fast. So you gotta look at what today they're looking for as an employee. So let's talk about it for a second. All right, today's reality looks more like this, right? Not like the old way. It don't look like I got some skills, I got experience, and then I move up to a seniority and I'm gonna get more money. It goes like this: relevant skills plus applied experience equals immediate value, and then that's gonna get you higher pay. Now let's break that down. Let's say, for instance, my husband, he's been in the pharmaceutical industry forever, right? At some point, he doesn't believe this. I do. They're gonna automate that process. He's been in manufacturing, pharmaceutical manufacturing forever. It's a great industry to be in. It pays really well, and he's been in a long time, since he was 18. That's all he's ever done since he was 18 years old. He's an old man now. He would probably get mad at me for saying that, but he is. He's been doing it a long, long time. 42 years. That's a long time, in the same industry. So I'm constantly saying, bro, I know you think that your years of experience, you the best thing out there. But when it comes to the bottom line, you got to change some things. So I tell him all the time, you got a skill stack. If you plan on working longer, which I can't see him not, because what else is he gonna do? You need the skill stack. So look at what you need to be learning. You need to understand APIs. My daughter's learning APIs right now. She works for an IT company, and she's learning APIs like right now. I said to her, you need to learn APIs and AI. I know you know how to go and implement APIs because it's not that very hard, not very hard at all. But you need to understand AI and how it works. It's not just for pretty things. And I tell my husband the same thing. You need the skill stack if you plan on being employed. So in his industry, he does pharmaceutical manufacturing, right? At some point, I believe that they're going to take the people that do certain things in that industry, and I give you a prime example: packaging, right? When people get hired at his job, they normally come in through packaging, but they have the opportunity to level up their skills and move up to the manufacturing process. Some even went all the way up to QA. Some up there doing R&D. You can move, like it really does allow you to move up the chain, right? There have been people who came in packaging, moved up to manufacturing, moved up to QA, moved up to R&D. That's just how it's a pharmaceutical company. They make medicine, like some of the very well known medicines that people take today. But there at some point, they're going to change out the packaging system when they realize, oh, we can automate this whole thing. We can take everybody off the line, automate the whole thing. They just eliminated a bunch of jobs. Then they're going to move on up. My husband thinks that because they have to go in there and mix and measure, because they're like little scientists, right? They have to measure and do all this kind of stuff. At some point, a robot is going to be doing it. I know they hate to hear me say that. It is the truth, right? A robot is going to be doing those things. What I try to tell him is, you need to find out which robot is going to be, and you need to master the robot. Because even though the robot is going to come in and take some jobs, the person that manages the robot is going to be valuable. So you got a skill stack. That's just how it's going to be. Even if you are a receptionist for somebody, right? This is one of the quickest ending jobs ever. Receptionist, customer service, they're going quicker because I could go in and install a piece of code on my website right now that will answer all the phone calls, and then book appointments, and then do follow up. That just totally eliminated a person's job. If your job is to sit at a desk and answer the phone and book appointments, you're about to be doomed. I'm just saying. However, if your job is to manage the AI that does those things, you're valuable, right? I don't care how many years you've been doing that job. When it comes to that company's bottom line, you are expendable. I'm keeping it real because somebody has to. So, what do you do? What do you do? Skills are what get you hired, contracted, and paid quickly these days. Not like before. It's not about, well, I've been doing this job for 35 years. It's not like that. It's like, what skills do you know how to do? Here's the thing: in the AI economy, high paying skills tend to share three traits. Three traits. They save time. Remember, I just talked about the customer service rep? They reduce costs I just talked about that. And they increase output. These are the three things. So you need to master the AI that can do those three things. If you are a customer service rep and you think that you're going to be sitting there answering the phone and answering questions, no, you're not. Because people can actually call a phone and AI will answer 24/7. 24. Now, yes, there are going to be some questions that the AI can't answer, right? Maybe. Then that's when you come in at. Maybe you're going to be on tier two in the company, but you got to get your skills up. Because if you're not saving that company time, reducing costs, and increasing output, you're going to be out of there. So you need to start skill stacking. Anything that AI can automate is probably going to be automated. Workflow designs, all that kind of stuff, it's going to be automated. Data interpretation, decision support. Decision support. Me and ChatGPT spend hours some days, especially on Sundays, figuring out this company, Good Morning Gwinnett, the one that I'm talking to you right now. Hey, how do I do this? What should I do here? How should I phrase this? This is my decision support. It's crazy because you used to have a business coach for that, or some kind of other high level professional who knew more than you. Well, I got ChatGPT, and I'm telling you, we break down stuff. I be like, listen, this is what I'm facing. I even asked it, I'm going out to this event. I need to be on my A game. What should I bring with me and who should I talk to? It told me, talk to this person, do this, take this. It's crazy. So, data interpretation and decision making all day long. Prompt engineering, you need to know it because you can't create good content. You can't get good outputs if you don't understand how to put the prompts in. You got to know prompt engineering. When I first started this, there was a job when AI first came out late 2022. By the first quarter of 2023, there was a company that paid somebody $300,000 as a prompt engineer. It had just popped off. Now, mind you, I've been doing AI for a long time. I just didn't know it was AI. I remember creating my first skill, Alexa skill, for Good Morning Gwinnett to be on the Alexa devices. So you can say, Alexa, open the most recent version of Good Morning Gwinnett, and it will play. That was AI. So I created that skill. Didn't know that that's what I was doing. I just know that, hey, I want people to be able to listen to Good Morning Gwinnett on Alexa. I had no clue. That was like 2015, 2016. I had no clue. I had no clue. But today I'm not clueless. And I don't want you to be clueless either. That's why I'm talking about this. Prompt engineering, AI assisted content creation all day long. All day long. You need to know how to do prompt engineering. And the tools are so freaking amazing till it is unbelievable. I'm going to demonstrate a tool on Friday. We're gonna go through a demo on Friday, so be sure to tune in Friday. Go to the God, where can you find me? Oh, YouTube channel, Good Morning Gwinnett. At Good Morning Gwinnett on YouTube, and you can see the live. You can see me do a demonstration on Friday. Um, Technical problem solving paired with business context, right? The AI is so smart, it can solve problems. Now let me say this. A lot of people don't have time to do that, so they hire people to solve problems. You're going to be the ones that can work with the AI to help solve the problem. They're going to still need you, but you need to understand how it works. So you need to take your problem solving skills and abilities and experience and put it with AI and come up with the best solutions for the company. Now you are marketable. You are in there. You're here to stay. But for the person who think that they're gonna do the same thing they always try to do and get by, not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Now, which one pays more? Well, skills pay now. Why skills pay now? They are directly tied to outcomes. They are easy to demonstrate, and they allow rapid contribution from day one. Skills, right? But when you put them together, you are something serious, baby. You are the GOAT when you put your experience and your skills together. You can't separate them anymore. Experience is no longer about time served, it's about judgment earned. Let me say that again. Experience is no longer about time served because that's what experience is. It sounds like a jail sentence, right? Time served because for some folks it is because they've been doing the same things like going to jail every day. It's about time. It's no longer about time served. It's about judgment earned. In this economy right now, experience matters the most when it helps avoid costly mistakes. It improves decision making under certainty. under uncertainty, and it adds industry specific context AI can't infer. So that's when your skills matter the most in this economy that we're in right now, this AI economy. Listen, I got to go pay some bills. I'm going to run a commercial. I'll be right back after this commercial. We're going to talk more about this before I close it out. Stay tuned.
This episode of Good Morning Gwinnett is fueled by CoffeeThatDoesMore.com, because your morning cup should do more than just wake you up. Discover the Coffee That Does More trio. 3 blends, 3 ways to power your day. Love Cafe for a better mood and calmer mornings. Fire Thermo Cafe to kickstart your metabolism and keep your energy steady. Neuro Cafe to sharpen your focus and boost creativity. Each sip is crafted to help you think clearer, move faster, and feel amazing, all while enjoying rich, delicious coffee. Ready to start your mornings with purpose? Visit CoffeeThatDoesMore.com and grab your trio at our special launch price while it lasts. Because when your coffee does more, so can you.
When your coffee does more, so does you. So can you. I love that commercial. Welcome back. You're listening to the Good Morning Gwinnett Show. I'm your host, Audrey Bell Kearney. Today we're talking about which one pays more, skills or experience. And I'm here to tell you, you got to put them together. That's what you got to do. You got to put them together. All right. In the AI economy, experience matters most when it helps avoid costly mistakes. It improves decision making under uncertainty. It adds industry specific context AI can't infer. That's when it matters the most. That's experience. For example, let's think about this. For example, knowing when not to automate. Everything can't be automated, right? A lot of things can, but everything can't be automated. That's where experience come in. And I think when I think about my husband, that's what he's thinking. He's thinking that what he does can't be automated. I tend to differ on that one. I feel like it can be automated. But things that cannot be automated, that's where your experience come in at. Recognizing flawed data before AI amplifies it. Right. That's where experience coming at, because you look at, like, even when I use ChatGPT and I use it a lot, there's just some things that I be like, yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the way that sounds. I don't like the way that looks. I don't want to say that. I don't like the wording on that. That's where experience coming at, right? And I do that a lot because it'll say, I think this is the best thing for you. But in my gut, my intuition saying, nah, that's not it. That's where experience coming at. Understanding human legal ethical consequences. Exactly. So an attorney probably can never be replaced. Even though attorneys have tried to leverage AI and got in trouble because they didn't use it correctly, things like that will never be in place. People like that, legal things, ethical consequences. That's where experience coming at. Because AI does not have the experience. It has the knowledge, but not the experience. Because even though you may have the skill set, it's that lived experience that brings that extra. Now, not all lived experiences is gonna work for you in the long run against AI, but some of them are. Some of them are. Now, experience pays longer. It may not pay more, but it does pay longer. It builds trust. It signals risk reduction. It supports leadership and advisory roles. That's where experience come in at. Now, here's a sweet spot. You got to put them together. So let's look at this table. Skills versus experience. Which pays more right now, today, like right now? Skills, short-term pay is high, long-term pay declining if not updated. Experience, short-term pay is moderate, long-term pay high if adaptable. But skills plus experience, very high pay and very sustainable. But you got to stay on top of your game. I know some people, there's somebody right now looking for a job, right, that I know personally. And I've been saying, you need the skill stack. Like, you think that your years of experience is all it's gonna take, and they're in a field that's like AI is doing that job anyway already. I'm like, you need the skill stack. Like, you're gonna be depressed all the time because you're not skill stacking to go in. They're in this one industry and they feel like they're the best in the industry, and they don't know you're gonna get left behind. And now they're stressed out because somebody else is beating them out. Well, I guarantee you they got one or two things on their resume that's different than yours. One or two. If they have not learned how to do this job by leveraging AI, if they've learned how to do it and you have not, that just that just blew you out the water. All your years of experience and all of the whatever you did doesn't matter because they got experience plus the skill set. The new skill set, let me say, not just a skill set, this new skill. And here's the thing about this, right? And I hope I don't sound like I'm rambling. You can go on Coursera and get certified in any of these things. If you know that you have been doing a certain part of a industry, go and see can you add data analyst to it or something. AI specialist or a prompt engineer to that experience. Go see what you can. And I'm telling you, 3-4 months, you got a certificate. Put it on your LinkedIn profile. Now you are better because your experience and your skills together is gonna get you paid in 2026. Let me say that again. Your experience and these new skills that you have acquired are going to get you paid in 2026. If I was out there looking for a job right now, I know I can go get a good job because I know how to do prompt engineering. I also have 28 years of experience being an entrepreneur, managing projects, product development. I know what I could do if I were looking for a job. Because I've done all of them for 28 years and I ain't gonna say I'm a master AI, but I'm doggone good. I have created probably 15, 20 different AI apps over the last year and a half. I understand the platform. I have learned how to do prompt engineering. I have learned how to put in APIs. I've learned how to connect payment systems. Oh, I'm good. And I could probably go out there and get a great job. I'm talking about great. But that's not what I'm looking for. But for those of you who are looking for that, skill stack. Go find out what an API is and how to connect it to a platform. Go learn how to do some vibe coding and how to connect it to Superbase and Firebase. Go on over there and learn how to leverage Google AI Studio and create all the great things you can create. Learn how to make sure that ChatGPT knows who you are so it can create the content that you would create. I'm just trying to help somebody out. You want to impress them, you want to impress your company, go and scrape the website and create a chat bot and say, hey, look, this is Jenny, and this is what Jenny's going to do for us. Go ahead on. Learn how to do Vapey and set up a whole voice system. Skill stack. This what makes you invaluable. This what gets you paid in 2026. All right. Let's look at some benchmarks, some salary benchmarks, so you can understand what it is. Now, this is interesting because I remember if someone had told me what I could have been back then, that I know what I could be now, oh my God, I would have been a beast. No one told me. I had to figure out everything on my own. By the time I figured it out, I was like, I don't want to do any of that. But had I known then what I know now, oh yeah, I would have been a beast. Okay, let's look at salary and benchmarks. 25 to 2026. We're in 2026 right now. Software developer. If you were a software developer, you was a SHIT baby. You was it. Mid-level, you was reckoning 145. Traditionally. At mid-level, you were doing around 145 a year. Traditionally, right? Marketing and management, 120. Data analyst, 110. Mid-level, traditionally. Non-technical skills, mid-level, 65. All right, let's look at this. Fast forward to 2026. Software development, mid-level, plus AI, 215. Did you hear what I just said? Software development plus AI, 215. Marketing management plus AI, 173.4. It was 120. Software development was 145. With AI, 215, 173. Data analyst, 110, mid-level traditionally. AI, 170, a $60,000 pay bump. Do you hear what I'm saying? Non-traditional, non-technical sales, right? Traditionally, mid-level, 65 grand. Mid-level AI fluent, 85 grand. I know I'll be at 215. If I wasn't at 215, I'd definitely be at 175. Because I'm not a software developer. However, I can develop software. I can't sit there and write a line of code, but I can vibe code all day long and connect the databases set up tables, run edge functions. Oh, baby, I could do all of that. So I know, but this is what you got to learn how to do. You got to learn how to do these. Learn Supabase. Learn what an edge function is. Go find out what Firebase does. Learn how to connect APIs. Set up Stripe accounts. Pull over APIs. Set up voice accounts. Take the API from a. I have done it all. So I know if I went to go get a job, I could because experience and skills pays. That's what's paying in 2026. Now let's look at some skills that command the highest pay. The highest pay. All right. Markets have moved past basic chat GPT. I know how to do chat GPT. They've moved. I'm not saying it's not valuable, but if you're trying to get a salary bump, it can't just be chat GPT because Google is dropping a new tool every day that's amazing. Every day. All right. So let's look at it. AI workflow orchestration, the ability to connect LLMs to business data via tools like LangChain, Azure AI Foundry, and automated API chains. I know that sounds like a foreign language to you, but when you go take these little classes that take you like 2-3 months to get done, you understand all of this. You will understand every bit of it. I go to Coursera, I had membership there. I go to Udemy, I had membership there, and I sat and I learned. But that's what you do. And now you are a pro with all these things. Custom LLM fine tuning. That means moving beyond off the shelf models to training fine tuning models on domain specific data, i.e., for example, legal and medical specific large language. LLM stands for large language models. When you start training on specific data from these different industries, you become somebody different, right? This is a big one. AI ethics and governance. There's a lot of going on there. I have a friend, she's an attorney, and I told her last year, I said, look, you need to be mastering this. Because this is a lot. And she's already an attorney, so she already has a skill set. She already has experience. She already has a skill set on the legal side. She has the skill set as the experience as a legal professional. Now she needs to get the AI skill set. She needs to understand AI ethics and governance, and she needs to be a power player in that space. Why? Because that is a big thing. AI safety right now is one of the biggest things out there. And she has the experience, she has the education. Now she has to just get this AI skill set on top of that. She's gonna be a beast because that's a big thing. And there's not a whole lot of people tackling AI safety and ethics and governance. And we need people to do that because right now there are no guardrails on AI. The president just lifted them. It's gonna go buck wild even more. Prompt engineering 2.0. This is a big one, especially for the creative people. Not just writing prompts, but designing reusable prompt templates, debugging models, hallucinations at scale. That means I can sit here right now like, okay, that doesn't look right. I don't like and let me tell you this. As smart as the AIs are, they're not perfect, just like humans. They make mistakes, they hallucinate, and I watched this guy. I don't know, you gotta go to YouTube and watch it. I was watching it late night one night. And the guy said he went on ChatGPT and asked it a question. And it answered the question, but then it started telling him that he had came up with this new form of math or something. And something he came up that was brand new and that right now, if it falls into the wrong hands, it was going to destroy the world. And he believed it. He believed everything it was saying. I mean, he went down a rabbit hole of calling the Department of Justice, Homeland Security. He was calling all these people because that ChatGPT told him, you just discovered something new. And he thought he had discovered something new. God bless his heart. Not saying he couldn't, but he hadn't. He had discovered something new and it was that could be detrimental to the world. And he believed it. And he went down a rabbit hole trying to contact all these different people. So by the time the news got to him, he realized that ChatGPT had made that up. And he asked it, after all of that, did you make this up? And it said, yep. Yep. So the AI is smart, but the AI also can hallucinate and make up stuff. So you got it. That's where your experience come in it, right? So if you got the experience and you got the skill set, your paycheck is gonna rise. And don't be afraid of it. Pick the thing that you like. See, here's the thing. For me, I probably wouldn't do good with AI workflow orchestration. That sounds boring to me. I probably wouldn't do good with custom LLM fine tuning. That doesn't sound like fun either. Prompt engineering to create stuff, oh, all day long. I can sit here all day long and create AI tools, infographics, videos because I'm a content creator. It makes me happy to create new pretty stuff. Websites, I pop them out like I pop them out in no time. Beautiful back end dashboards, all of that. That brings me joy. So what am I saying? I'm saying if you look at your experience, right, and you look at all the things you can do in this space, find something that's going to make you happy based on your experience, and then learn that thing, and then market yourself so that you can make more money. That's all I'm saying. That is it. There is a long article on the Good Morning Gwinnett website talking about this. It's too long for me to go through the whole thing, y'all. I'll be here to like forever. So go look at it. You can find the new roles of experience is there. You're also gonna find industry specific pay raises, what they're looking for, like in the industry for 2026. Because here's the thing, they're looking for you, and believe it or not, as much as there are a lot of people out there who knew how to do this kind of stuff, they're not working for people. Mm-mm. They are not working for people. They are saying, you know what, I'm gonna work for myself. Why? Because they can. If you know how to go on there and create smart websites that includes chat bots and voice bots and all in dashboards, why would you work with somebody else? Now, mind you, everybody's not meant to be an entrepreneur, but for the people who have figured this thing out, most of them are like, yeah, I'm not trying to go work at a job because I can make 250 at home on the weekends, working when I want to work. That's because that's where we are. And I'm going to talk about AI entrepreneurship in later episodes because I feel like that's important as well. And I'm going to give you a blueprint for like what that looks like. I have pivoted so many times over the last 2 years because it has just changed. I spent the whole summer writing books for people with AI. Not and so people have written their books and have been sitting in closets and garages for 20 years. And I took their books, used the AI, made them better, and published them for them. I spent the whole from May until December. I did that. It was book after book after. It was crazy. I was like, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. So it could be done. You could, but I've been publishing, self-publishing since 1998. So I have the skill set and I have the experience. I just put AI on top of that. Let me say that again. I self-published my first book in 1998. I've been self-publishing ever since. So I had the experience, I had the self-publishing skill set, and then I learned AI and piled it on top of that. And I'm helping people write children's books, journal books, memoirs, mortgage books. Oh my God, I've been writing books all summer. I wrote my own first mystery book. Last year I wrote my first fiction because I've been writing nonfiction for years without AI, sitting down to the typewriter, doing a brain dump, and actually writing the books. But last year I wrote my first fiction with AI. I had a great idea. I came up with this concept. I loved it. Me and AI sat here and wrote the book. People loved the book. I wrote my first mystery this year. That's the vein I'm going to stay in because I like that. I like mysteries. I like thrillers and things like that. I'm going to write more of those. And I did my first Christmas children's book that came out in December just in time for Christmas. And it'll live on Amazon and it'll probably get sales every year for Christmas. I don't know how to draw, but I leverage AI to create all of the illustrations in the book. The wording, I just came up with some wording like this is what she does. It's called Lovey the Christmas Unicorn Sage Christmas. That's the title of the book. I can't draw a straight line, honestly. Literally. I've never been able to draw a straight line. So to illustrate an entire book and beautifully illustrate it, oh my God. I did book for a 12-year-old. She wrote a story. I took her story and put it in the book. We did the illustrations. Her brother did a book. They both did books and I did a book for an 80-year-old pastor that sold 1,200 to a prison. I'm not making this up. The world has changed. She said she's 80 years old. She called me on Thanksgiving Day. She said, "Hey." I said, "Good. Hey." She said, "I got an order for 1,200 books." And I was laying in the bed because it was early. I was like, "What? 1,200 books?" "Yeah." "Can I do that?" She's 80. "Absolutely, you can." "How?" "You're going to go into your back office and you're going to order author copies, which is going to cost you $2.17. The book was selling for $14.99. They ordered 1,200 copies. The sheriff department to give out to prisoners. So, I said all that to say you're missing a great opportunity. Increase your skill set. Learn how to do these things. You ain't got to do everything. Find the thing that you're going to love. Find the thing that's going to wake you up and make you excited. Because I get excited. Like, my website is like a resource center because I'm loving the fact that I can educate people on the thing that I this podcast episode is nothing compared to the resources on the website. It's me talking, me sharing. But when you go to the website, the article has tables and databases. It's amazing. FAQs are there. So check it out. I'm telling you, check it out. Go to goodmorninggwinnett.com and check it out. All right. All right. That's all I got for y'all today. I got to go because I got a meeting. But I'll be back tomorrow with another great episode. So be sure to subscribe to the show and share it with 2 friends. Not 1, but 2 because it's free. And listen, I'm teaching. 2026, I'm teaching. I'm teaching. So listen, I'm teaching. Because I need you to understand that we are living in some crazy times. And you need to be as prepared as you can to live a good life. And you cannot wait for anyone to get you that life. You have to take control yourself and create the life that you want. And how do you do that? Through education and knowledge. So that is why Good Morning Gwinnett is now an educational show that's going to empower and educate you to the best of my abilities. Because you may not understand anything I said because it was too fast, but one little tiny thing may have stood out to you that you could say, you know what, let me go and look that up. And that's my hope. If one little thing stood out to you in this episode, like this show, share this show, subscribe to the show. I'll be back tomorrow, God willing. Same place, same time. Until next time, my friends. Until next time, make it a great day. Bye, everybody.
You've been listening to the Good Morning Gwinnett Show, produced by Audrey Bell Kearney. Catch a new episode Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. If you missed any episode of the show, go to goodmorninggwinnett.com. Until next time, make it a great day.